Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So great to see you through the lens. Hope you're doing well. This week we're doing our Is Yoga Working flow, and I've put the Vinyasa video up here for you now so we can flow together at home. So if you want to follow along with the playlist on Spotify, you're looking for the Is Yoga Working flow playlist. So you can turn that bad boy on, roll out a mat, and find a space in your home that's going to work well for you. And then go lay down on your mat, maybe child's pose to start. You can widen the knees and bring the forehead down on the floor and stretch the arms anywhere that feels really good. Taking the first couple of seconds to connect to the reality of what's here. So you feel the floor beneath you. Feel it press into your body, giving a loving invitation to soften and ungrip if you can. And that can be subtle. Just loosen the jaw. Notice if that makes an impact in how you feel. It's okay for your mind to wander. We know this by now. It's a part of being human, and it's our mind doing its job, which is to think for us. So we use our breath, one of the simplest things that we have to stay back in our body when our mind pulls us away to the past or the future. So let's put a really passionate attention right here, right now on our breath. Feel it move through us on the inhale. Out of us on the exhale. Keep doing that. Big inhale. Feel the body swell. The rib cage spread. The arms lift a little bit. The armpits might even stretch. And feel the exhale move deeply through your hips. Down to the soles of the feet, maybe even. A couple more of these. Big breath in, big breath out. I've been teaching yoga for a couple years now, and some of us have been together for that whole time. And I am just so grateful that the universe made our paths cross, because for all of us, when we first walked through that door of the studio, we walked through for reasons that are physical. And that's awesome. It's a great reason to come. And I'm glad when you walked through that door, you found me, a teacher passionate about encouraging you to look beneath the physical. And we've all been uncovering that as we start to do that, look beneath the poses, look further to what's really happening here on our mat, we begin to see ways that things shift deeply. And so lots of us have been sharing how life has been changing ever since we started doing yoga. And that's because we're going beyond the physical, guys. Because this changes us in more ways than sweet toned muscles. So keep moving the breath deeper through you. Start tightening the back of the throat a little bit with every breath in. Start to hear the sound of your own passion, commitment to the present moment moving. Feel the belly pull in tight with every exhale, helping you to move the stiffness out of your body. So we really have to ask ourselves if we are starting to look at this from a deeper perspective and we're starting to bring it to life. Because let me tell you, yoga is not something you do. It's who you are. It's a way to look at the world, a way to live your life. And so because we've opened this doorway and we know now there's no turning back, then we really got to start asking ourselves, is yoga working? As we start to uncover the ways that it is in our life. Couple more deep breaths in your child's pose. I'll join you. You're going to start to walk your hands all the way over to the right. We'll start to really get into our body. Take your hands all the way off of your mat to the right side of your floor. And really press into the floor. Feel a really insanely deep, juicy stretch ripple through the left side of your rib cage. A couple deep breaths to start to get into our bodies. And slowly start to sit back up. We'll take a twist. Right arm will reach all the way up and back behind your butt. Left hand will rest to the outside of the right knee if possible, or hang out to the top of the thigh. Grow tall, big inhale. Let the exhale help you to untangle the tightness in your spine and twist a little deeper. A couple breaths here. Come back to center. Place your hands on your beautiful thighs. Take a big inhale. Straighten your arms and arch your back. Drop your head back. And then exhale. Bend your elbows. Bring your forehead down onto the floor. Do 2 more of those. Big inhale. Come up. Straighten the arms. Arch the back. Look up. Oh, it feels good. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Go in. 1 more. Hang out here. Walk the hands all the way back forward to the top of the mat. Inhale them all the way over to the left side, stretching into the whole right side of the body. Breathe deeply into that really sweet, compressive feeling in the hips as we break up tension in our hips. Then start to rise. Take your seated twist. Your left arm goes back. Your right arm goes honestly anywhere that feels really good. Sitting up tall on an inhale. Exhale, twisting a little bit more. Not trying to like wrench our body, but trying to let our breath help to massage and squish things together on the inside so there's space to twist the physical shell. Inhale back to center, hands to the thighs, straighten the arms, arch the back, look up. 3 of these, exhale, bending the elbows, this is 1. Do 2 more, your own pace. Meeting child's pose. Hands will stretch all the way forward to notice a difference in how your body feels. Then start to sit up. Bring your hands all the way over as we build our first flow. Right hand goes right next to your right foot. Take an inhale. This time lift your butt up off. Take a half flowing organic camel. Reach the left arm back. Feel the whole front side of the body stretch. Then swim yourself all the way over on a big exhale to the other side. Inhale, press it up. Half organic camel. Now come to the middle. Place your hands directly in the center of your mat. Curl your toes and press your butt back. We're going to call this a humble squat. Feel a really extra deep, juicy amount of pressure in your hips to break up their tension. Move the breath up and down the spine. Feel the stretch of the arms, even the armpits responding. Keep your hands planted where they are and step your feet to the outside. Take a normal yoga squat as you step 1 foot to each hand, dropping the booty down. Feel free to do whatever feels good right here. A couple deep breaths, allowing things to ungrip and to soften. Now place your hands at the top of your mat. Step your feet in between your hands, forward fold. Maybe bind your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Inhale, lift halfway up, look forward. Oh, stretch the back of your tired body. And exhale, fold in. Couple deep breaths here. Let everything through the neck become soft. Maybe roll it around in circles. Bend the knees deeply if your body needs it. Couple more breaths, inhabiting this space. This awareness that we have of our body and space, the feeling of stretching happening. This is a benefit of doing yoga. If you're starting to notice yourself more and more, how you feel, that's proof yoga is working. Inhale, release the toes, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold back in. Let's rise to standing. Big inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Stay upright. Exhale, bring your hands behind your head like an old school sit-up and take a back bend. Lean back. Let the weight of your head fully rest back and your hands feel a stretch to your arms. Big inhale. Exhale, pull your elbows towards each other. Fold in. You're going to stretch the back of your neck now as you curl up in a ball. Feels good. Hands reach down for the floor. Take an inhale to the top of a push-up. You go. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, you're going to take a back bend as deep as feels good for your body. Meet me in child's pose. Drop the knees. Slide the butt down. We start over. Inhale, swim over. Flowing half organic camel. Lift it up. Feel the breath ripple to the tips of your left fingers. Exhale, swim over to the other side. Lift it up. Doesn't it feel good? Quad stretch, belly stretch. Come to center. Hands right in the middle of the mat. Humble squat. Press back. Widen the knees. So you can start to warm up your handstand. You can either walk yourself forward to your yoga squat or from your humble squat. You can try to jump up in the air, clap your feet up over your butt, and then pull your feet wide and drop down into your squat. Then do what feels good. Maybe arm balance. This week we put firefly or arm pressure pose right here. Slide your hands back behind your feet. Keep your legs bent. You'll feel your hamstrings rest on your triceps. Walk your feet towards each other. Try to hook them.
like safety pin. Maybe squeeze arms to legs, legs to arms, and feet might float up off the floor. Remember, it's okay if they don't. The ability to let shit go is the benefit of yoga. And so if you're able to do that in a yoga pose, go back to your forward fold at the top of your mat, feet between the hands. If you're able to let it go and not be so attached to the pose, that's proof that it's working. And you're bound to start to find that in your life you're starting to do that too. Inhale halfway up. Being able to let stuff go. Exhale, forward fold. A bad day, somebody's rude comments. Inhale, rise, reach your arms. That's proof yoga's working in your life when there's not a mat under your feet. Lean back, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Tuck the elbows in, feel the stretch. Inhale, hands down, top of the push-up. Hold it if you need to build more heat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Child's pose, we start over. Connecting to the present moment. Flow over to the right side. Lift it up. Inhale, ripples through your body. Exhale, moves you through space. Just aware of you and how you feel. Aware not so much of the execution of poses, humble squat, but aware of how it feels to move your body and breathe in your present moment of life. You can leap yourself up and do your yoga squat. You can hang out and find a yoga squat walking, whatever feels good, that's you. That's way more important than doing fun transitions. Couple deep breaths. You can arm balance, rock out a crow pose if you want to. And then go to the top of the mat, find the forward fold, couple breaths. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, rising, arms are reaching, hands behind the head. Exhale, lean back. So alive and free and open. Exhale, folding. Inhale, high plank. You got it. You don't need me. Keep flowing. Let's do it one more full time. Take your time. Start over with your flowing camel. When we're completely done, we'll meet in child's pose. Keep connecting to the breath. Another sweet, juicy benefit of this practice of yoga is that breath helps you to be more focused. And so on your mat, as you're moving through flows, that ability to actually stay here on the mat, profound proof that yoga is working. And maybe you're able to do that in your life. You're able to bring more focus into the tasks every day. Proof, proof, proof it's working. Linking back up together again, child's pose. Tuning to your breath. Meeting in downward facing dog. Haven't really been here much yet, so spend some time here. Do the stuff that feels good. We build an extraordinary amount of strength, physical strength, yes, because we do crazy awesome things together in class, but that tunes us into a deeper sense of mental strength, the ability to do crazy hard things in your life and stay at peace. That's strength way deeper than your muscles. Look forward, try 3 hops for handstand. Bend the knees, jump up. Think of pulling your knees into your chest and land back down. Try it 2 more times. Keep looking between your hands. Squeeze the crap out of your belly. Jump up in the air. See if you can hover. Take some time. Try it another time or 2 and then meet at the top of the mat. We're going chair pose. Build a little more heat. So meet me there eventually. When you get there, bend in as deep as makes sense. Who gives a shit if it's a bar stool? Who cares if it's like an ottoman? Find a place where you feel amazing, empowered and free and okay. And if you're able to do that with a sense of connection and ease, that's proof your yoga is working. Our yoga is working. Hands to the heart. Let's twist right. Exhale, hooking the left elbow outside of the knee, pressing the hands together. See if you can just glide your left foot all the way back. Take it into a twisted lunge. Take a big inhale breath. Let's come all the way up and open warrior 2. Nice. Fold the hands behind the head again like that old school sit-up. 3 side crunches to the right. Exhale. Inhale up. Press strongly through both feet so nothing feels like it's overworking. Instead, your entire body working together to make you strong and open. Shift into warrior 2. Other side. 3 side crunches. Boom. Riding the breath.
Then shift into the center, bend both knees a squat. Whoa, let your hands go anywhere that feels really amazing in your present moment. Inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, push it back down. Inhale, lift your left heel. Exhale, push it back down. Inhale, lift both heels. Let the sense of focus, let the sense of not only physical strength to hold a squat balancing on your toes, but mental strength that you are capable of handling stuff with a sense of peace. It's proof that yoga is working. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, try to stay on the balls of the toes. Straighten the legs. Press the arms all the way up. Spin the heels to the back of your mat. Drop them on the floor, forward fold. Hang out here. Go on upside down adventures at home. Do things that feel really good. Try not to crash into your walls or knock your dogs over that are chilling in front of you on the floor. And if you do, the ability to jump back in and persevere is proof that yoga is working. Crawl your hands back to the front of your mat. Flow, meet back and down dog. We got to go after that bad boy on the other side. Couple deep breaths. Feel free to keep playing around with handstanding adventures. Meet at the top of the mat. Find chair. Then twist it left. Step the right foot back. Oh, stretch it out. Inhale up. Open warrior two. Exhale, hands behind the head. Inhale, 3 side crunches left. The depth of which is not important. What are you feeling on the right side of your body? That matters more. Shift other leg. Goddess squat in the center, hands wherever. Inhale, right heel lifts. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, left heel lifts. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, both heels lift, you beast. Exhale, press the hands together all the way up. Big inhale. Drop the heels, forward fold. You encounter all kinds of stress in your life. The ability to let go of the stress itself and to deal with what is there from a place of openness. Proof yoga is working. Can let go of challenging poses and deal with what's really going on there. Crawl back to the front of the mat. What's really going on there is that you doubt yourself. Step back, flow, meet me in down dog. You doubt that you can. You doubt that you're enough. You doubt that you're strong. Thank God you walked through those doors and you found me on the other side to help wipe away all that doubt and give you the tools to make yoga work in your life when there's not a mat underneath you. Couple deep breaths. Let's build another pattern together. Big breath in, big breath out. This time walk your hands back to your feet, changing it up on you. Hang out here. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands go up overhead. Exhale, lean back into your hands just like we did in the first flow. Aware of the openness in your body. And exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to call these walking curtsy lunges. Right leg steps behind the left. Bend into a curtsy squat. Then inhale, think of Mr. Miyagi. Rise up. Bring your right leg up and out to the side. Your hands up overhead. Flex your right foot. Let your knee float. This is stork pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Whoa. Step your right foot right in the middle of your mat. Step your left leg behind. Curtsy on the other side. Press into the right foot. Channel your inner graceful balance. Find stork pose. Hands to the heart. One more to get you to the top of the mat. Meet me in stork pose with your right leg hovering. Curtsy first. Open up outer hips. Come all the way up. Strong in the belly. Strong in the focus that yoga is giving you. Strong in the self-love and compassion and awareness that you have increased. Interlace your fingers. Option 1. Hook your hands to the front of your kneecap and stand up tall. Option 2. Hook your hands to the sole of your foot. Try to straighten your leg. Whatever option you're doing, we're going to try to add a twist. Right hand's going to release from the foot or the knee and reach back behind you. Gaze goes wherever keeps you standing upright. Hands come back to the heart. Take it to warrior 3. Kick the foot all the way back. Try to square the hips. Get long through the belly. We're going to land in triangle pose. Put a bend in your left knee, going down. And then land yourself down. Keep your left hand down. Stay here. Straighten your left leg. Build it from the ground up. Inhale, right arm reaches. Inhale, bend into your left knee. Lift your body up and clasp your hands behind you. Make a fist, stretch it back.
Exhale, humble warrior this time. Slide it. Inhale, come up. I call this arrow. Square your hips back to the front of the mat. Straighten your legs. Join the tips of your fingers together. Grow tall. Lean back. Left hand's going to stay lifted. Exhale, rebend into the left knee. Right hand goes down. Dragonfly twist. Let yourself spiral through the spine or put knees down and change your position of arms. Take a big breath in. Exhale, seated twist. Slide your right knee to the back of your left heel. Drop your booty down and twist into that left bent knee. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. You're going to turn around. Away from your twist. Put your hands down on the floor at the back of your mat. Press into your left foot. It's innate. Your body wants to flip, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, leg back out. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Twisted knee tap. Feel free to arm balance there. Leg back out. Exhale, knee tap right to right. Bending back if you want to go flying splits. Taking it back and flowing your way to find downward facing dog. We'll put all the pieces together on the left. Come back to your breath. Come back to you. Hands walk to feet. Forward fold. Yeah. Inhale, rise it up, arms reach. Exhale, hands behind you, stretch back. Cool walking curtsy lunges, hands to the heart, left leg this time, step it back. Rise it up, stork pose. Step right to the middle of your mat, other side. We meet in stork pose at the top of our mat with our left leg floating, step it down. Hook your hands either to your knee or to your leg. Take a twist, left arm releases and goes backwards. Whoa. Come back and find warrior three. Kick the leg back, float above the floor. Feel the power, the lightness that is here. And then just glide into triangle. Bend the right foot, slide on in there, big inhale. Exhale. Bend into the right knee, rise up. Inhale, clasp the fist. Keep opening this beautiful front side. Exhale, humble warrior. Get on in there. Inhale, come up, arrow. Stretch it and straighten it and follow that heart wherever it's leading you. Don't doubt yourself. Exhale, dragonfly twist. Seated twist. Just bend in. Hug that right knee and twist your spine further. Flipping around, three-legged dog. Turn away. It makes complete sense. Let your body go. Knee taps, cheetah first. Then twisted. Then nice and open. And flow, meeting down dog. Walk hands to feet. Rise on them. Should know what you're doing. Curtsy lunges, right leg, step it back. Flow it through stork. You got three to get to the top of the mat, to get to where you're going. With strength, with perseverance, with focus, with awareness, with love, with self-compassion. All things that are proving to you that yoga is working in your life. If you're already in stork at the top of the right leg, next comes your knee or your foot grab with your twist. Whatever feels best and makes sense. Then you got warrior three. Then you glide into triangle pose. My goodness, that's juicy. Then you find that lunge in the knee, that big open heart stretch. Then you find humility in it all. We're ultimately all the same. All amazing beings, none of us better. I'm not better than you because I can hover in a handstand. You're no worse than me because you can't yet. We're all amazing and worthy of love and being loved, and it's all the same at the end of the day. And our ability to open up and see that is what's proving to us that yoga is working. Back to your knee taps. Let's rock it out one more time together on the left side. Take it over, add the things you want to add, subtract the things you want to subtract. You can even pause the video and keep flowing a little bit more if things are feeling juicy and making sense. You're on the left leg this time. You know what you're doing. You're going entirely someplace new in your life, and I know it feels really foreign because it's unlike any other place you've ever been before. But you have to start embracing the changes that are taking place. It starts to become effortless. That things just shift and change without you even realizing that they are. Being on our mat together every week is what is giving us the capacity to go with that flow. Right? To not doubt where we're being led, to not doubt that the answers are coming. But to be alive and open to all of it. Up, down, good, bad, all of it. Because it's a part of life. And we are just a really beautiful beam of light moving through this life. In all the ways that we're opening up to that again, we're connecting into our awesomeness each week is proof that this is working, right? When you're fully done, take seated meditation, close the eyes, tune in. Beat of your heart, the swell of your breath, the quiet in your mind. The connection to something greater than yourself, that even though we are not together in the physical form right now, that I'm behind the camera and you're in your home watching and going along is just a small piece. And the fact that we still feel connected to each other, despite our geographical differences right now, is proof that yoga is working, as it makes the limits of this body fade away. And we realize that we're just all connected to everything, everyone. And it's that connection that even though you're not here with me physically in this room as I make this video, I feel you in my heart. When we feel that, when there's not a mat beneath us, it's proof that yoga is working. Connection. That's what it's all about. Bringing the eyes back open. Placing the hands on the floor, drawing the toes down in between the hands, picking the knees up and pointing them towards me, balancing on the toes, toe squat. Couple deep breaths to tune in. See if you can stay up on the balls of the feet. See if you can squeeze everything together. Can you rise slowly all the way up? Stay on the balls of the feet. Okay with it, right? Open up to it. Hands to the heart. Can you glide all the way back down into your toe squat? Okay with any outcome like toppling over. Hands to the heart. You're going to twist over to the right. We're going to play around with the square arm version of side curl that we did this week in class. So your left hand is still going to support all of your knees, and the left palm stays pressing. The square arm part comes from taking the right forearm and placing it down onto the mat and grabbing onto your left wrist with the right hand. So that's now your base, and then boom, it's a square armed. So then you still work side curl the same way. You're balancing everything on the back of the left tricep, pushing the forearm down into the mat, seeing if feet can pick up, squeezing in the belly and staying okay with any and all outcomes. You got time and space to practice. Back to toe squat when it makes sense. Rising all the way back up, staying balancing on the balls of the feet. Feel that surge of energy that came all the way back up from trying something new and different and not letting it change the fact that you are amazing on the inside. Back down, toe squat.
Then try it on the other side. Right hand is going to hook, or right elbow, will hook so the knees can bounce on the back of your triceps. Right hand down. You have to press into that hand to resist the floor to go upside down lightly. Left forearm down, grab onto your right wrist with your left elbow. Left elbow, oh my goodness, take a picture and send me that. Left hand. And then shift yourself forward, find your side crow with square arms. Whenever you are fully done, find child's pose. Tune back into it all. Who you are, how you feel. All of the space that you feel inside your physical body, which will result in more space in your mind between the thoughts that race constantly. The beat of the heart's even stronger, saying to you, like, stay on this path. It is working. You're opening up in ways. You're changing day to day to day to day to day. It might not be showing up in the form of nailing some stupid pose or hovering in a handstand. That's why we look beyond the physical. Because there's so much extraordinary change, so much extraordinary freedom and newness that's there. Embrace that. Look for that. And yoga will keep working. A couple more deep breaths. Spend some time and go upside down for a little bit at home. So either do like a shoulder stand or headstand, something that's a little bit more passive, not as active as like a handstand at this point. Keep it a little bit more chill. The stuff's shifting and you want to keep shifting that stuff in a really sweet, juicy way so that rest is profound. As things get calm, nervous system shifts, mind shifts to a deeper level of consciousness, right? Body stays cool and calm, and then rest is really rewarding. So a couple breaths in whatever feels good and makes sense. And if you don't want to go upside down, then stay right where you are. A couple breaths there. Allowing each inhale to open you up to a sense of wonder. Each exhale to relax you into a sense of okayness. To feel deeply okay today, despite the poses you can and can't do. But it's not about that. They're fleeting. They're awesome and fun, and we enjoy them together. But we gotta start using them more like a vehicle to open up to the light that we are. And that's the fun part of our relationship. That's what we've been enjoying so much, and that's what's been leading to these extraordinary stories of transformation that you share about your life when you have shoes on and no mat underneath you and maybe even jeans on, walking around. That's what you're feeling, that's what you're noticing, that's a proof that this yoga is extraordinary and it is working. Because it's not something you do. It's your innate state, it's who you are. And we learn together tools and resources and messages for how to bring it into everything we do. Maybe back to a child's pose if you've been upside down for a little bit. If you've been in a shoulder stand and you feel this urge to kind of like bend back a little bit, you can do a mild little back bend, like a fish pose if you know that. Maybe even a sweet twist sometimes, like knees down to both sides can feel really juicy after that. But do something that's restful and that brings you back to stillness and centeredness. Sweet. Couple deep breaths, and then start to draw the knees into the chest. Sit yourself back up a little bit. Excuse me. Draw the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, so you can take a sweet little forward fold. We back bended a ton today, so this will be nice. And just lean in and let it be a passive rounding forward, so that we can put a little stress to the ligaments that hold together your spine. Another sneeze, sorry. And so we work our muscles, right? We work the muscles that hold together the body, that are this kind of outer shell. And then beneath that is so much. And so we go now deep beneath those muscles. We let them be passive. That's why we just chill. We don't engage and clench and flex, because we've been doing that for a while. And that's awesome, but there's so much beneath it that we've been neglecting in that clenching, that we've been protecting in that clenching, and that needs to be released also. So, in between every spine, every vertebrae is a sweet little spongy disc, and then we round forward, we put some pressure, and we kind of squeeze out the front side of the spine and squeeze out some of the built up fluid in the discs and the kind of particles that float around and get stuck in there. And just like a kitchen sponge, that fluid gets that sponge gets dingy, right? So we squeeze it out, and that brings back suppleness. Then holding together all of these vertebrae, there's got to be something, right? And there is. There's something called a ligament, this really thick tissue that's holding together each bone. And so when we round forward, we stress, in a good way, those ligaments of the spine. We put pressure on them. That's the soft muscles of your back, sitting down and putting pressure. And then there's a little bit of traction and a little bit of pull, because that's how we rehydrate, strengthen, and stretch these ligaments. Nothing too crazy, right, that would make them break, but just enough to create change, just enough to create newness, inner deep strength. A couple more breaths. Sit all the way up. Need some outer hip 11. So take butterfly and we'll turn it into deer. So keep your right shin, I'll scoot back for you, sorry. Keep your right shin forward in front of you. And draw the left heel back in towards the booty. And then you can widen the legs or bring them close together. And then you're gonna go right down the middle. So you get a sweet little tug on the outside of your right hip and your butt. It's accessing piriformis, IT band, all that outer hip stuff that we need to release because it gets so tight. So if you need to adjust in any way, adjust, like you can shift the torso a teeny tiny bit to get it just right. You're gonna be here for a little bit, so see if you can come back to your breath as best you can. I know when these things get really intense and they feel like a lot of pulling apart, it is what we're doing in a really sweet, juicy, awesome, life-changing way. We are pulling apart the very deep inner webbing that's holding together our body. We want to talk about spaciousness. Now we're getting it. So keep allowing that spaciousness to occur. This spaciousness, this yin spaciousness, and the deep connective tissues, this stuff stays open. Your muscles, sweet, awesome, we love them. They get a little bit of heat, they can stretch like a rubber band, but as soon as we're done, back to tight they go. Not these deeper layers. They're thick like plastic, so they need pressure. They need time, they need this traction so that they can open up a little bit. But since they're super thick and dense and dark, when they open up, they stay open for a bit, a couple days sometimes. They stay open before they begin to go back. But the more you keep that openness, the more you access the inside of yourself, then guess what? You just stay open. Isn't that amazing? Openness for life. And your desire to have that proof yoga is working. When you feel ready, sit back up, switch. So now the left leg's in front, the right leg is back behind, then fold down the center and do deer on the other side. And if you need pigeon, we're accessing the same thing. Sorry, I didn't tell you that on the other side, but this is the same anatomical release as pigeon pose, outer hip. So if you prefer a classic pigeon, go ahead and do that. We're just giving our leg bone in the back a chance to rotate in a different way so that that back hip can kind of get polished in a different way than just kind of your leg straight back. So it's just a little bit deeper of a opening to the hips as a whole. in terms of the joint itself. So that's why deer over pigeon sometimes. Keep going back to the breath. Keep observing it as it's moving. Keep enjoying what you are noticing from the inside out. We joke that once we open up this door to yoga, like there's no turning back. That this is it. This just constant forward growth and evolution. And in that, there's some uncovering of some stuff, right? But it's necessary. On the other side of it is where the freedom is. So we got to do the work. We have to let the stuff come out. We're learning to stay at peace as it comes out so that the process can be faster, right? Get it out and move on. Get it out, let go. And your ability to do that more and more, right? Stuff bubbles up. We want to resist it, stuff it back down, fight it. It's a part of how we're wired, okay? So that's not your fault. But we're learning to get it out, stay open, let it rush and out because it's faster. And then on the other side is that deep connection to freedom and okayness. And your ability to be open to this change, your ability to embrace it. Proof that it's working. And the way you're able to connect to what's on the other side with a little bit more openness than when we first got together and you were like, come here, I'm just here for physical, what's going on? Why are we talking about this? You've changed so much in that regard, and that's proof that this stuff is working. It's awesome. Couple more deep breaths. Now you gotta take your time. If you need to do any final thing, do it. Then set up and take a period of rest. I'll leave you so you can rest for however long your life's gonna allow you right now. So spread yourself out on your mat if you don't need to do or want to do any other poses. Let yourself get totally comfortable, super connected to the floor, super soft and heavy, deep movement of the breath. And then rest here for as long as you can. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and your presence and your just determination to keep evolving and bringing out who you are is rewarding. So thank you for sharing it with me every week with deep love and gratitude. I think yoga's working. Namaste.